There is a place on Earth where evolution doesn't follow the rules. A place where bodies stretch, jaws unhinge, and faces disappear. Where creatures don't just survive, they transform. Not into something beautiful, but into something monstrous. And yet perfectly designed for the world they live in. Far below the surface, beyond the reach of sunlight, the ocean begins to change. And everything that enters it changes with it. As we descend, light fades. Red disappears first, then orange, then yellow, until everything becomes blue, and then nothing. Darkness takes over. In a world without light, appearance no longer matters. Evolution begins to favor function over form. This is the first step toward becoming monstrous. Deeper still, another force takes control: pressure. The weight of the ocean is crushing. Most surface life would collapse instantly, but deep-sea creatures are shaped by it. Bodies become soft, flexible, almost gelatinous. Bones reduce or disappear entirely. Rigidity breaks, softness survives. This is why many deep-sea animals look melted, as if never fully formed. In the deep ocean, food is painfully rare. When a meal is scarce, evolution becomes desperate. Mouths grow larger, jaws stretch beyond what seems possible. Teeth become long, thin needles. Some fish can swallow prey larger than their own bodies. It looks horrifying, but it works. In this world, you either take everything, or you starve. Without light, faces lose meaning. Eyes shrink or vanish completely. Skin becomes pale or transparent. Some creatures don't even look like animals anymore, just shapes floating in the void. But strangely, others do the opposite. They develop massive, oversized eyes, designed to capture the smallest trace of light. Evolution can't decide, lose vision entirely, or push it to its absolute limit. In a world without sunlight, some creatures create their own bioluminescence. At first, it seems beautiful, soft glows drifting through the void. But look closer, it's a lure, a trap, a signal meant to deceive. Predators use light to attract prey or to disappear. This isn't light for seeing, it's light for hunting. As we descend further, the creatures become harder to recognize. Elongated bodies, unnatural proportions, limbs that don't seem to follow any pattern. Some look like fragments of different animals stitched together. Others appear almost alien, but every feature has a purpose. Every distortion is an adaptation, because in this environment, normal no longer works. This is where evolution becomes experimental, pushing boundaries, creating forms that would never survive anywhere else. But scientists still don't know how far this process can go. Is there a limit to how strange life can become? The deep ocean feels quiet, but it isn't. Every movement creates ripples. Every creature leaves a trace. And some predators have evolved to detect these traces with incredible precision. They don't rely on sight. They don't need it. They sense vibrations, like echoes in the dark. This turns the ocean into something unexpected, a world you can feel, instead of see. But here's the mystery. How detailed is this feeling? Can they map their surroundings as clearly as we see ours? Or are they navigating something far more abstract? Scientists still don't know. As we reach deeper, one truth becomes clear. The deep ocean doesn't create monsters by accident. It creates them because it has to. Every extreme condition, darkness, pressure, isolation, scarcity, pushes life in new directions. And when all those forces combine, the result is something that feels unnatural, but is actually perfectly adapted. This raises the biggest question of all. Are these creatures truly monsters? Or are they simply what life becomes when pushed to its limits? As we descend further, something changes. Not just in the environment, but in the rules of life itself. On the surface, evolution follows patterns we recognize. Symmetry, not efficiency, balance. But here, those patterns begin to collapse. Creatures lose structure, bodies stretch beyond proportion, heads become oversized, limbs shrink or vanish entirely. It's as if evolution has stopped trying to make sense. But that's not what's happening. In the deep sea, survival doesn't reward beauty or even familiarity. It rewards whatever works, no matter how strange it looks. This raises a question. Are these creatures becoming monsters? Or are they becoming something more honest than life on the surface? Down here, energy is everything, and there is almost none of it. No sunlight, no plants, no constant food supply, just occasional fragments drifting down from a world far above. This is called marine snow. Tiny particles of dead organisms, waste and debris falling endlessly through the water. It is the primary food source for much of the deep ocean, but it's not enough, not even close. So evolution responds with something extreme: minimization. Some creatures become incredibly small. barely using any energy at all. Others go the opposite direction. They become opportunistic giants, waiting, conserving energy, until a rare meal appears. And when it does, they consume everything. This creates a strange duality. Creatures that barely move, and creatures that consume with overwhelming force. But scientists still don't fully understand how ecosystems remain stable under such scarcity. Why doesn't everything collapse? What unseen balance keeps this system alive? In a place where food is rare, losing a meal is not an option. So some deep-sea predators evolved teeth that seem almost excessive, long-curved, pointing inward, designed not to cut, but to trap. Once something enters the mouth, it cannot escape. Even if the predator dies, the grip remains. It's a one-way system, a biological trap. And the strangest part? Some of these creatures can't even fully close their mouths. Their teeth are too large, too numerous, too extreme. It's as if evolution has sacrificed everything, just to ensure one thing: nothing gets away. But this raises a disturbing thought. What happens when these creatures catch something too large to handle? Scientists have found individuals that died trying to consume prey they couldn't digest. Even in success, there is risk. In the absence of sunlight, light becomes a weapon, but not always in the way we expect. Some deep-sea animals glow from their undersides. At first, this seems strange. Why make yourself visible in a place where darkness protects you? But this is not about visibility. It's about erasing your shadow. From below, faint light filters down from the surface. Predators looking upward can see silhouettes, dark shapes blocking that light. So these creatures produce their own glow, matching the light above them, and in doing so, they vanish. A technique called counter-illumination. It's not just camouflage, it's illusion, becoming invisible, by blending perfectly with nothingness. But scientists still don't know how precise this matching really is. Can they adjust brightness in real time? Are they constantly calibrating their glow? Or is it something even more advanced? The deep ocean is not just dark. It is isolated. Encounters between creatures are rare. Sometimes incredibly rare. This creates a problem. How do you find a mate in a world this vast? Some species solve this in ways that feel almost impossible. The males become tiny, insignificant. Their only purpose is to find a female. And when they do, they attach themselves permanently, fusing into her body, becoming part of her, living only to provide what she needs. It's not partnership, it's absorption, a complete merging of life. This is not just adaptation, it's transformation at the level of identity itself. But scientists still don't fully understand how this fusion is biologically controlled. How does one organism accept another without rejecting it? In the deep sea, time behaves differently, not physically, but biologically. Some creatures grow incredibly slowly, living for decades, sometimes longer. Others remain in a suspended state, waiting, conserving energy, almost as if time has paused. Because in a world where resources are scarce, rushing is dangerous. This creates organisms that feel detached from time itself. But here's the mystery. Do these creatures experience life differently? Is their perception of time slower than ours? Scientists still don't know. As we reach the deepest layers, one realization becomes unavoidable. Life here doesn't just look different. It feels different. The rules we rely on, shape, movement, behavior, begin to lose meaning. Creatures become harder to categorize, harder to understand, harder to relate to. It's as if we're no longer observing animals, but something entirely separate, a form of life built under conditions so extreme that it has nothing in common with us. This raises the final question of this descent. If life on Earth can become this strange, then what else is possible in environments we haven't even discovered yet? There are parts of the ocean so deep, so remote, that even our most advanced machines struggle to reach them. Below 6,000 meters, the environment changes again. This is the Hadal Zone, named after the ancient idea of the underworld, a place of trenches, vast cracks in the Earth's crust, where pressure becomes almost unimaginable, more than 1,000 times greater than what we experience on land. At these depths, even the strongest materials begin to fail, and yet life is still here. But it doesn't look like anything we recognize. Soft, translucent bodies, barely holding shape, creatures that seem less like animals and more like drifting thoughts. This raises a haunting question. At what point does life stop looking like life? Under this crushing pressure, every molecule is forced closer together. Proteins, the building blocks of life, should twist, break, lose their function. And yet, these organisms remain stable. Scientists have discovered that some deep-sea creatures produce special molecules that act like shields, protecting their internal structures from collapse. It's as if their bodies are constantly resisting the ocean itself, holding together in a place where everything should fall apart. But here's the mystery. We still don't fully understand how these molecular defenses evolved. How does life discover a solution to a problem so extreme? In some regions of the deep, there is no sunlight, no falling food, no connection to the surface at all. And yet, entire ecosystems exist here, centered around something unexpected. Hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ocean floor releasing superheated mineral-rich water, toxic boiling, completely hostile, and yet life gathers around them. But not by eating plants or other animals. Instead, they feed on chemicals, a process called chemosynthesis, where organisms create energy from substances like sulfur instead of sunlight. It's a completely different version of life, one that doesn't depend on the sun at all. This changes everything we thought we knew, because it suggests life doesn't need light to exist, only energy. And that raises a much larger question. If life can exist like this here, where else in the universe could it exist? In some parts of the deep ocean, life doesn't become smaller. It becomes larger. Giant squids, massive amphipods, enormous, slow-moving predators. This phenomenon is known as deep-sea gigantism. But why would creatures grow larger in a place with so little food? Scientists believe it may be linked to slower metabolism, lower temperatures, less energy usage, allowing bodies to grow over longer periods of time. But this doesn't fully explain it, because growing large requires resources, and resources are scarce. So why does this pattern exist? Scientists still don't know. What we've discovered only deepens the mystery. Section 20, the ocean floor remembers everything. Slow drifting particles, silent accumulation. Down here, nothing disappears quickly. Dead organisms sink and remain, layer upon layer. Building over time, the ocean floor becomes a kind of archive, a record of life and death. Some creatures feed on this constant rain of remains. Others burrow into it, living within the past. It's a world where time accumulates, where the boundary between living and dead begins to blur. But here's the unsettling thought. How much of what lies below has never been disturbed for thousands or even millions of years? Section 21, creatures that feel impossible. Abstract, almost alien visuals. At extreme depths, some organisms become so strange, they seem to challenge the definition of life itself. Transparent bodies, no clear organs, no obvious structure. Some appear almost incomplete, as if evolution stopped halfway. And yet, they function, they move, they feed, they survive. This creates a disturbing realization. Our idea of what life should look like is limited, shaped by the surface world. But in the deep, those rules don't apply. This raises a profound question. How many forms of life exist that we simply cannot recognize as life? Section 22, the limits of exploration. Submersible lights cutting through darkness. Despite all our technology, we have explored less than 10% of the ocean. Most of the deep sea remains unseen, unmapped, unstudied. Every mission reveals something new, something unexpected, something that doesn't fit our understanding. And often, the deeper we go, the less certain we become. Scientists still don't know how many species exist down there, how these ecosystems truly function, or what we're missing entirely. Because the deep ocean is not just unexplored, it may be unexplorable at its deepest levels. Final ending, what the ocean reveals. Slow emotional tone, fade into darkness. We started this journey asking a simple question. Why does the deep ocean turn animals into monsters? But now that question feels incomplete, because what we call monsters are simply life, adapting to extremes, stripped of comfort, stripped of light, stripped of familiarity, until only survival remains. And what emerges feels alien, unsettling, almost impossible. But it is real, and it exists on our own planet, hidden beneath miles of water, in a world we barely understand. So maybe the deep ocean doesn't create monsters. Maybe it reveals something else, what life becomes when it is pushed beyond everything we know. And if this exists here, on Earth, then the universe may be filled with worlds even stranger than this. Worlds where life has taken forms we cannot imagine. Because in the end, we are not exploring the ocean. We are discovering how little we truly understand about life itself. Long pause. fade to black, silence.